Carl Allison from Franklin, Tennessee. I just wanted to bring you something since I didn't know how long I had to speak. So this, which I'll show around to you, I'm holding up a map of the United States of America. And what you're seeing in here is that 67% of the United States uses hand-marked paper ballots. So I want it clear to state that it's doable. Hand-marked paper ballots are doable, okay? And on top of that, what I would say is this voting model, it's more reliable, it's more efficient, more transparent, more secure, and yes, it does cost less, okay? So I'm asking for a no vote, actually on any part of the ES&S bid, because in my view, there was nothing in that paper option that provided a good, solid proposal. But I do think there's an opportunity for a compromise in terms of with the hand-marked paper ballot and still following the law with the machine. But what does that mean? That means that we need to have our precincts back. As the last gentleman said, in a precinct you'll have, like in the November 2020 election, there was on average 3,200 voters per precinct. So it's very manageable. Now it depends on how many precincts you want now, because I know the precincts have changed. But it's manageable. It's more secure that when you have an individual that's been working that poll for, let's say, 20 years, they know their voters. They know when there's an issue. And then instead of me as a poll worker looking at a poll tabulator sheet that's 6 feet tall, which doesn't really mean anything to me because there's all these crisscross vote centers, I now have a tape that prints out that's only in my precinct. So I keep track of how my own precinct is doing, and I know my numbers. So that's another security level for that precinct. So I've worked the polls a couple of times, and I'm very proud that I'd be able to serve this county. And what I saw in those times is that the BMDs do have reliability issues. There were multiple times where I was at 75%. And so I have a reliability issue. But even when they're at 100%, there's an efficiency issue, meaning they're the bottleneck of the voting center, okay? They're the bottleneck. If you have hand-marked paper ballots, you're no longer. If you want to increase the bottleneck with a BMD, you have to buy more equipment. Hand-marked, you don't, okay? So for me, I'm asking as a constituent to have the precinct voting that's localized with hand-marked paper ballots and a no vote for leasing or buying this equipment. There is a better way that we can choose, and we can do it fast. I want to quickly
15 seconds.
I want to quickly say that in February of 2022, Trey Hargett said, you need a new system. And it was 2 months later that the Election Commission put in ES&S. So it's doable. Thank you.
Thank you.